as a result of this. They want freedom, but they don't want Balkanization. The way the former Yugoslavia split into Croatia and Serbia and Bosnia and Republika Srpska and all that stuff. So they want to keep their country, their diverse, multi-ethnic country together, but they want to get rid of this repressive genocidal regime. So this is the interesting question. Sometimes it takes a totalitarian dictatorship with authoritarian tendencies and secret police in order to keep all these different ethnic groups together. So the question is, can Iran sustain itself and offer equal rights and freedom to its people without splitting up into a bunch of different pieces? I think that's what I'm hearing here. That's all I wanted to say.
But Israel is not even doing that in Israel with Palestinians.
I want to.
I'm willing to discuss that, but that's yes. The Palestinians do have
one mic.
Wait, let me just finish responding. Yes, everybody in Israel has completely equal rights under the law. So your comment was off base, but go ahead.
Wait. Hold on a second. Doug, you can't just walk in and I know you got that energy, bro, but we got a queue going on. So, but I want to give Doctor a chance to say what she had to say. Doctor, you got a minute, and then I'm going to hand it back to Naya, who has a queue. Thank you.
No, of course. I just wanted to say that the Kurds, vast majority of time ask for a federal government where there is a decentralized type of a government, like a federal government like America, to have the right to speak their own language, to have their own identity, to be recognized as humans, as the Kurdish people, not some bunch of Iranians who their resources being stolen for over 100 years, and their cities literally, some of them do not even have basic human rights or water. So the Kurds have asked for separation, and the first time happened in 1946 until the Shah annexed it and killed the leaders. And then the second time it was during the second Shah, which they also asked again. They were betrayed and killed again. And the third time it was with the Khamenei, who also lied about it, who said that he's gonna give rights to the Kurds, and actually he killed them, and there was 10,000s of bodies being hanged and killed. So the Kurds have an experience with this Iran thing, and that's why a vast majority of the Kurds are so sick and tired of this narrative going around saying that they are Iranians, because the Kurds died to not be called Iranians.
Doctor, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question respectfully? So a lot of, I mean, we've shared space before, but I don't know you, obviously. But why are so many people who I know are Iranian, so you're not even Iranian? I mean, you're getting so much smoke, and I can't understand it. Why is that?
So the Kurds have been oppressed by Iranians for a long time. You have to understand, they cannot just give away their oppressing ideologies against a nation that they have oppressed so many years. They will not give up on attacking a person whenever they speak. They kill us literally. When we speak up inside of Iran, we get killed for it. So you have to understand what's happening on the stage is same exactly what's happening.
She lied. She really
Google it. Don't believe me.
Let her speak. It's her time.
Don't believe me. Search yourself. Don't believe me. If you don't believe me, search for yourself.
Wait, hold on. Doctor, do me a solid. Just put a couple of links in the chat to back up what you're saying.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you so much. But before I go to Nye, who has a queue, Anthony, are you there, Anthony, by any chance?
Yes, sir.
Anthony Edwards. Man, I just want to say thank God we're not having a race conversation today. So I wanted to say. I'm gonna go to Nye. You got the queue, hon?
Okay, sure. Cynic was next, but I don't see him in the room, so we're gonna go Daniel, Shipwreck, Shaman. Anybody want to speak after Shaman? Sano, I see Sano blinking. Anybody after Sano?
I will put Doug on that list, please.
Who? Thug. Okay. And for the record, Dr. Baby, we won't be, if we keep dropping you to the stage, you know, the mods only have so many invites before we exhaust our invites. So please be cool so you can continue to participate in the conversation, because if you keep getting dropped, we might not be able to bring you back up.
Getting dropped, but why don't you just drop some Iranians who are attacking me constantly?
I understand, no, but I'm not the one dropping you. Just so you know, I dropped you one time. The other times I did not. And I think you're only being dropped because you interrupted.
That was me, and that's right.
Yeah,
that's
no worries.
The only reason I drop her is because she doesn't have mic control. But if she's cool, I'll let her speak all day. I don't give a shit.
And something you could kind of pose to us where the same thing wouldn't happen in Iran if for this conflict does facilitate a regime change, and why there is such a propensity for a totalitarian government to work so well in that poor part of the world.
Let me just ask you, who you asking that question to?
I was asking it to the Iranian nationals because we have some Kurds in there, and there's a couple other as well. Yep. Just like I said, not being super knowledgeable about Iran and that particular country, but having seen it firsthand in other parts of the Middle East and seeing it vicariously through news and other channels for other countries outside of Iraq. Just wondering why the totalitarian government seems to be kind of the working system over there, and there has been multiple revolutions in different countries, and it seems to kind of come back to that. So that's what I was going to get an insight from nationals there, and how they're going to keep it from happening there, like it has in so many other.
Any Iranian nationals on stage want to answer that? Flash your mic, please.
I honestly didn't understand his question.
Sarah, he's saying, what assurance do we have that if this regime fell, that it wouldn't break into a million pieces like Iraq, and that something even worse than what we have now would fill the vacuum? Is that fair, Ship, that I expressed your question?
Yes, that's a good one. And then also, like, what are your insight as to why totalitarian governments work so well in that area, and why, when there is different forms introduced, that they typically fail? Like in Iraq, there was 2 or 3 different instances of governments that went through into place that all couldn't necessarily hold the power, so to say.
Yeah, so I can answer that question, though. But I do believe I talked about this earlier, though. Iran, they have a 2,700 years of monarchy, and in the last 46 years, we had their IRGC. They did not ever have Sharia law in Iran, even though majority of Iranians are Muslim. The religion and state were not mixed until 46 years ago. So to compare Iran to its neighboring countries, I'm not trying to be racist. I know people are going to say that, but they're just different, because the neighboring countries, Iraq, Syria, Libya, like all these countries that we saw the civil war in them, they've had Sharia law from the 7th century, from the 700 years. So it's like, what, 1,500 years or something like that, 1,300 years. It's just different. As far as how do you know it's not going to like break a civil war, you never know. How do you know? Nobody can say. I mean, unless you have a crystal ball, you can't tell that. But the one thing you can be sure is that majority of Iranians, they are nationalists, though. Even though earlier we had, like, you know, people on the stage saying that, oh, like, I'm Iranian Kurd and we want separating, blah, blah, blah. We do have about 5 to 10% of the Kurds, they want to separate, but they're not more than 10%. And the Kurds, Iranian Kurds on this app, they block those people. They don't even allow them in the Farsi rooms that they open themselves. We have about 5 to 10% of Baluchis that they want to separate. We have about 5 to 10%, maybe more of Turks. Maybe the Turks are like closer to 20-25% who want to separate, but the majority of Iranians, they don't want the country to break. And this has been one of the biggest propagandas IRGC has used in the last 46 years to stay in power, because that is how nationalist Iranians are and how much they want to stay together. They've always said, if we go, Israel and West, they want to separate you. Israel wants you separated. West wants you separated. You know, and everybody knows this. Those Iranian Kurds know this. If they separate, it's going to make it weaker. Name one country that split into pieces and it didn't get weaker. So that is my answer, you know, but there is no real guarantee for what you're asking.
Excuse me, my name is Darius. Can I say something? My car is double parked, guys. They give me ticket.
Darius, one thing, I know you would like you, but please don't curse out people, okay? Don't go by name. Just talk about the issue.
No. Oh, God love you, sir. No, I never do that.
Yes, God love you. Well, you just did that last time you were up, if you recall. God love you.
You see, God, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for